G'day friends, welcome to today's video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Bit of a simple one, we're only going through the Collage Club downloads for December 2021. So if you're a part of Collage Club or you're thinking of joining, stick around and just get strapped in for a chat. It's going to be chatty. Look, I'm going to try and speed through it, but I've got 10 pages here this month. I know. It's supposed to be 5. I don't think people are complaining that it's 10, but I get angry at myself because I know I'm supposed to edit. It's really unreasonable to think that anyone could use 10 collage sheets in a month. Let me know if you are the type of person that could do that. I know I'm going to struggle, and these are already like pre-made stickers at this point. So, you know, I'll do my best. But this is the entire set. I'm going to go through it. Just want to tell you what it was, like what things are and where they came from. So that's what we're going to chat about. I've done it on glossy paper this month. I have enjoyed the look of the gloss lately just because it looks like real stickers. I mean, they are real stickers, but you know what I mean. They look like vinyl stickers. They don't function that way. They're not that durable, but this is the Online Labels gloss photo paper for the inkjet printer. So I've been doing it on that. Sorry about the glare. It is nighttime. Got my artificial light on. This is the first page, and it is gingerbread cookies. It's a whole set of Australian-themed gingerbread cookies. My Merry Mix Media course this year, the free mini Christmas workshop I do every year. P.S. I'll put that in the description box. There's a $50 coupon at the end of that course, just in case you're considering doing it. It is totally free to sign up. And there are 5 lessons this year. Like, I just went all nuts. I'm so excited to go home for Christmas. You have no idea. I'm just like, I'm just letting it fuel all of my excitement and my passion to just give everything I've got left to give for 2021. So that's probably why it's all Australian themed, and it's all Christmas, and it's all everything. So this is a bit of a part of that, just because I'm going home for Christmas. A lot of the ephemera that I'm going to use is mostly going to relate to Australia, and it's super fun just because, you know, I don't think a lot of people outside of Australia kind of know what we do for Christmas, being in the middle of summer. So I thought it'd be fun to just kind of switch up the script a little bit and take on some of the traditional motifs like gingerbread cookies and give them that Aussie twist. So this is something I wanted to do specifically for this, and I really love the whole set. We've got the shrimp on the Barbie, which I would just call a prawn, but for all intents and purposes, you can put those together. Boomerang, Lamington, the cockatoo, jar of Vegemite, Southern Cross, thongs, meat pie, footy, a kubra, koala, platypus. There's a loose version of Australia that says Oi on it. I'm so sorry, Tasmanians, I couldn't fit you on there. 10 in points if you can guess what this is. It's an iced Vovo. They've got the Waratah there. Yeah, Lamington, Star, did I say all that? Sun. Love this set. Absolutely love it. I think it was difficult for me to do. I actually did this digitally. You know me, I don't ever use the iPad to do anything except for like draw outlines and stuff. So this was a challenge for me to do the whole thing digitally. I did it all on Procreate. I don't think I'm the best at digital art, but I was super happy with how these came out. I like that they've got a bit of dimension. I like they've got that, it almost looks like they've got the icing on there, but like a bit of a gel food coloring fill. It's kind of that light transparent layer. So I was really proud of myself for this, and I'm looking forward to placing them all through my journals. So that is my Australian set of gingerbread cookies. This was from last year. If you did Merry Mix Media, that free Christmas mini workshop in 2020, this was the gift that I gave. This year it's the coupon, but this year it is, last year it was this gift, and it was a printable for 1 to 25 Grinch numbers, kind of like a countdown to Christmas, Grinch style. This was something that I said I would take, like it was only up for a limited time as far as the gift went. Much like that coupon, it's only up until Christmas this year. I like to do that limited kind of run gift just to make sure everyone feels the excitement of possibly missing it. Doesn't it sound terrible? That's why you do it, right? Anyway, so this was something that I had always intended to take out of Merry Mix Media, but I didn't know where it would end up. I was thinking I'll just put it on Etsy, and at the time I hadn't thought I'd do Collage Club. So once I was doing Collage Club, it was kind of a no-brainer that this is where I was going to end up putting it. So this is the countdown to Christmas with the Who's. It only goes to 25 just because that's when we hit Christmas. But if you do want 26 to 31, there's a tutorial in last year's Merry Mix Media that'll teach you how to draw this Grinch face and put it all together. So you can absolutely have a go at drawing the last few numbers if you wanted to. I feel like that'd be a fun little collab we could do between us to round out that set. But they fit really nicely in 25. Anyway, that's where those are now, so if you're ever wondering about that. This was one I did solely for Collage Club. These are these beautiful centaurettes from, well, I made them kind of reindeer, but They were originally Centaurettes from Fantasia that we did at Art Journaling the Magic. These weren't the exact lesson. April Gleason taught a lesson, and I was kind of just experimenting with styles as we were going through it, because I really enjoyed it. So once I came down with a style that I really liked, I developed a whole like reindeer kind of group of them. And pardon me, they're all different sizes, and they'll have these little twigs and berries. And they've got this really modeled pastel kind of sugar plum fairy color scheme. I did these with Copic markers, so they've got that marker blend kind of look. It's really nice and soft. I really, really love these. I'm super proud of these. It's always hard to do these full page kind of spreads for Collage Club, because believe it or not, like one of the things I struggle with the most is continuity. And it's because I switch up styles all the time. Like I'm always trying something different, and I always have to remind myself of like how to bring it all together. Color palette's an easy way to do it, but specifically when they've all got the same faces, that can be a big challenge for me. The face, the body, the relative proportion, sizing, I kind of struggle with that sometimes. So these are a big challenge, but I do think the challenge is worth it to push through and get there. I struggled with these as well because I didn't know what color scheme to do them, or like even how I wanted to render them. So these were my tests. These were like rendering tests to know how I wanted to kind of finish them. This is the one I ended up with. You can see it's this one here, but they're actually different. So this was my original color sample. I just made the colors a bit more bold when I did my final pieces, but I wanted to give you the tests as well because I thought they were super cute. Originally they were going to be all these pink and red and mint, peppermint, like kind of what is it called, candy canes with candy cane stripes. I tried the stripes all over the face. It just looked too nuts to me. This was cute. I like the colored ones, but it just, I don't know, it just seemed a little plain. Like I love them all being these color blocked versions. I was going to switch them out between red, green, was like, yeah, I had a whole color palette. Anyway, all of that to say, I didn't choose any of these. The skin tone one, I thought it was just a little too bare. And then this one here, it just looked like toothpaste to me. So she's the Crest White Strip, not White Strip, the Crest Whitening Toothpaste version. But all of that to say, I loved just sharing the tests with you, but this is technically the final product. So those are those. Oh, and the Centaurettes were from Fantasia. Did I say that already? Yeah. I was inspired by the lesson that April taught, so that's where those are from. Just a few little circles. I put these circles in there because I just like to fill some of those little spaces, and they're just collaged little circles there. We'll add some little extra bits and pieces. This is old school, like really like 2016 or 17 maybe? Maybe even 16, I think. No, it's probably 17. Either way, old school. JLB Creative, wanted to put that in there. I used to have a collage sheet on Etsy that was a Christmas version. So some of these are from there since I don't offer that anymore. And those were some of my favorite Christmas imagery that I'd done before in the past. I felt like that'd be a good way to bring them back, make sure they were still available. These were some little drawings that I'd done in my old, what was it called? My old, it's not a planner, it was a journal. My weekly, what did I call that? I think I called that the Wheneverly journal. I think that's when that started. That was when I was using that journal to prove that I needed a Hobonichi, and then ended up just using that journal instead. But a little Starbucks cup just to be festive. And this is an ornament, a cocoa ornament that I handmade Steve. This was a little drawing I did of it that hangs on our tree. So I felt like that was a nice personal touch. And Moira Rose, because Moira Rose is just everything to me. And that was also from my journal. Steve and I watched I don't know if I can say this on here without being in trouble. We watched the show that Moira Rose is on. We watched that Christmas episode non-stop, like even throughout the year, but especially throughout the holiday season. Just love it. This page here, this is another one of, this is actually the one I did whilst we were doing the Art Journaling the Magic workshop. This was when I was on my little creative frenzy and I grabbed my pencils and started the blending stump. This was once I'd settled on a style that I liked and proportions, this was the image that I drew. And you can see this one here is based off of this one. So kind of all pulls together. There's just a lot of these reindeers. This one's more of the Centaurette though. This is from an old little pocket journal. These two snow people are from, I think they're from Merry Mix Media last year as well. They're super cute. I wanted to put them on the collage sheet just so people remembered that they were there, but also I sized them. And the reason I love to put even some of the old stuff that even might still be available in like random places is, first of all, we never keep track of it, but because I use my Silhouette now, it's a great way for me to put these all together for like easier use. Even when I do print out old collage sheets, I just find that I'm just not going to use them as much these days. Now that I'm so used to printing them and having them kiss cut on the Silhouette. By the way, a Silhouette Portrait 3 would be like the most fabulous Christmas gift for people. It's usually linked in the description box here, but if you were thinking of trying to get someone to spoil you for Christmas, this has been like such a game changer for my ephemera as far as art journaling goes. So have a think about that. Obviously you would need a home printer as well. Anyway, sidetracked. But like some of these things are from old Merry Mixed Medias, but it's good to remember that they're there, and obviously to have the kiss cut version for myself. This was a little daisy drawing ages ago. Cute little nutcracker. There's another set of these, a few pages on here. Got more of those whimsical looking pencil illustrations that I love. This was a bit of a bold page. I wanted to do my really heavy, like deep greens and reds, and these I felt like went with it. This is a tin soldier, toy soldier. I think this is from Babes in Toyland or something. It was a gouache painting that I did a long time ago. It was on a big background. I just kind of isolated it, but I wanted that because it looks like the toy soldiers that play in the Disney parade. And I've been to I've seen the Christmas parade like a bunch of times in this season, so I wanted to use that. These were from that old Wheneverly journal as well. This is vintage. I mean, vintage for me, as in like 5 years ago. These are vintage 5 years ago. This one is so old school. I don't know if anyone would be around from when this one came about, but right at the beginning of my Etsy career, when I sold the most random things on Etsy, I was selling Christmas cards, and she was a part of a set of Christmas cards that I did. And I just thought it was so funny. I put that illustration back in there. I do like it, and it was specifically like, it was these kind of, you know, bad gal elves. It's just so funny to me. It's so funny that this is so long ago. Like when I was doing this, it just throws my mind back to like, imagine if I was picturing where I am now. I did this in Australia. Like this was 2015 or 16, very long time ago. Very, very happy to see that again. And a sketch of the Disneyland castle, Sleeping Beauty's castle at Christmas, which I have taken to be the kind of color scheme for the castle. Like when I went to the park and I saw the decorations on the castle, I'd asked Steve, I was like, were they always that color? Because I remember them being red and green and blah, blah. I was actually remembering this. He goes, no, they were that color before. You just changed them because you didn't like it. So I willed it into my own existence, and I was legitimately thinking, oh yeah, they fully changed it from what I remember, which, not true. I changed it. So there you go. It's just how I see things, I think. This is another page. We've just got so many pages. These are kind of old school illustrations as well from random journals. I think this is from my white grid journal, some of this stuff. This was from my trip to Australia years ago. Some more of those little circles just for filler, and I shouldn't say that. Filler implies that there's no value to them. When I say filler, I don't mean what I'm going to need in 5 years when these wrinkles set in. I have all these negative spaces. I've got to be careful because I use the cut lines in the Silhouette, so I can't fill everything too much, but then there's just like this random space here. I can't just go through all my journals and see if I have the perfect triangular shaped drawing to fit there. Mostly because it probably wouldn't even be in theme, but a lot of the time it is just easier and more beneficial, I think, to have some of these really simple shaped or like really simple illustrations just fill those spaces. And so that's what I mean by filler. I don't mean like I didn't care about that space enough to put something good in there. I just meant that there's a bit of an odd shape in there. It wouldn't be worth downsizing a bigger piece to put in there, losing the quality on that, or kind of, you know, specifically drawing something for there because there's really no need. So I just put these in there, I guess, yeah, to fill. Do they mean as much as everything else? I don't think so, but I still feel like they serve a purpose. Does that make sense? I don't want you to think I just don't care what goes there. I do care to put something there. That's why it's there. Otherwise it'd probably just be blank. As it were, someone was telling me that I don't have my settings all the way out to the borders for my silhouette, I'm totally aware of that. The reason I don't is because my silhouette does have a bit of a hard time registering when I move the thing out too far. I don't know if it's because I don't use the matte, because it's like the Portrait 3, you can just feed the paper in. But I did move it out a touch this time. I moved it out, I bumped it out to 0.5 as far as the borders went. So that did help a little bit. Thank you for that suggestion. Also, I have to get my light on my iPhone sometimes and shine it into the registering thing because I've got it in a dark place in my apartment. So it could be that it doesn't register well, but yeah, I just found that when I put the border right out at the max, it was always finicky to get it to register. So there was half a reason for why I did that. I just went with the default. I was like, surely this will work. These are more of those pencil sketches from years ago. I've always loved this one. I don't know why. I feel like I should try bring this back. This was concept stamping from years ago. That was paint as well, acrylic paint. And just some random fashion sketch that I've always felt like was Christmas because I used a stencil to like quickly stencil out this kind of Christmas sweater design. And so it always reminded me of Christmas. So I'm glad she has a home now. Here we have, yeah, this is kind of like the last of the entire Collage Club set. The other two are a Merry Mix Media thing that I'll explain. But this is some of the ornaments, the hanging date ornaments. That's why it says December 16th. She's the only one that's got the date. I think I got rid of the other ones. These are some hanging ornaments from my Wennerville journal. This is my Collage Santa from Merry Mix Media one year. Some more of the circles as well. If you're going to use the silhouette, all the other circles have a cut line slightly inside, and these four have a cut line on the outside, just in case you wanted some with white borders. Sometimes it's easier to have a bit of a white trim around your sticker just to make it really pop. So I kept those ones on the outside. A Grinch, that was a quick sketch from last year's Merry Mix Media. And then these two are contour sketch drawings of, what are they called? You know, like Christmas scenes, like miniatures. I have a mini, like a light up Christmas village at home. My mum had, I don't know if my mum sent me photos or these were my old photos, but this is the Italian little setup. It's like a little Christmas village that's like a little Italian. It's got a gelato store and super cute. And then this one is Essex. So I wanted to put those in there because they're kind of a, I don't know, just a bit of a fun architectural drawing moment. Either way, it says Christmas to me because I love my little Christmas village, but that's why those are in there. This one was a one-line contour. I believe I did it with one line, and this one was just a regular sketch. But it was also around the time where I was really challenging myself to learn a lot about urban sketching because I was really interested in it. I still have an interest in it, but that particular period I remember drawing a lot of buildings. So these two pages are part of the same set. This is, you'll find these in Merry Mix Media. There's actually a mini page of this. Like if you want all of these on one page, in Merry Mix Media, in those downloads, the PDF downloads, there's a one-page version of this where all 25 of them are on the same page. Otherwise, this is spread over two, just so they could be a bit more substantial, because this is how I wanted to use them in my journaling. This is the iconic Aussie Advent calendar that is a part of Merry Mix Media. I didn't get a chance to explain it because when I filmed that, I hadn't actually done it all. I'd done the course, but I didn't decide that I was actually going to do the entire Advent calendar. And then I sat down the other day and I was like, I'm going to give it a go. And I drew all of them, just like in succession, all 25 of the characters. So we've got like really iconic characters on here. Dame Edna Everage, of course, Paul Hogan, Mick Dundee. Some a bit more obscure ones like Bookworm, Modigliana from Feral TV. We've got all the Play School, Jemima, Big Ted, Little Ted, Humpty, the Gumnut Babies. We've got Kath and Kim over here. Cleo, no. Jemay, Private Schoolgirl. I've even got Olivia Newton-John and Nicole Kidman, Muriel's Wedding, bit of Toni Collette over there. So these are just iconic Australian characters or people. And I say that loosely because technically Nicole Kidman was born in Hawaii and technically Olivia Newton-John was born in the UK, so keep it loose. But I guess they're characters that mean a lot to Australians, and more specifically my generation. Like a lot of these kind of children's time characters, like where's Agro, the Cartoon Connection, Skippy the Bush Kangaroo, that's actually a bit before my generation. A lot of these were just, this is what I grew up with on television, and I wanted to do a Christmas version of them in an advent calendar style, just because I thought it would be really funny to see everything kind of Christmasified. Christmasified? Christmasified. Who knows? Christmassy. And I chose, look, I'm going to be all honest here. I don't mind the fact that it's an odd kind of yellow green that really falls in my colorblind spectrum and a weird pinky red. I just went for it. I was like, red, green, and gold. Let's just do the whole thing. I do realize it's a bit of an odd kind of look at everything, but I just love it. It brings me so much joy just because these characters are so familiar to me. And I was actually kind of happy that I took on the challenge of doing the whole advent calendar and then got it finished, because I was very up in the air about it. I thought, oh, I'll just do it for Merry Mix Media, it'd be funny. Like maybe some people would do some of the characters because it's kind of funny, but yeah, to actually finish the whole thing, I was very, very proud of myself. I haven't done a challenge all 2021, like no prompts list challenges, so it was kind of fun right at the end just to sneak that in there for myself. But I wanted to give you the bigger version just in case you wanted it, obviously with the Kiss Cuts, if you've got the cutting machines that can do that, because these are going straight into my journal. Actually, it is why I'm filming this right now, because I do need to, watch me not use any of these. I need to go and film again, and I want to use these. So I had to film this video before I started that video, but I do have a lot of good intentions to use a lot of these in the next video. So who knows, fingers crossed for me. This is your Collage Club pack of downloads for December 2021. As per usual, these stay up for 4 months and then they rotate out. For December, that's it for this year. Like 2021 will wrap up, but you'll still have these on a 4-month rotation. I'm going straight into 2022, so I'll be doing all of my January before I even leave, so you'll still get that as soon as you can in January. Yeah, so please stay subscribed if you want to. I've always said that I don't mind if people join and then they leave and then they come back 4 months later. Like however you want to do your Collage Club. I always set my sights to, you know, being accountable to showing up every month and doing my best to put together a fabulous set of sheets to play with. And usually I kind of theme them to wherever my mood is and include a lot of things that are relevant to the current journaling that I'm doing, just so I can feel like we're all doing that together and we're all kind of experiencing the same fun together. And then sometimes I'll just make things specifically for Collage Club, and it actually brings me a lot of joy to know that there's kind of like, there's like a bit of a purpose to me doing some of this stuff sometimes. It's not that I don't believe there is, because you know what I'm like. I'll talk your ear off about the purposes and the benefits I feel like to journaling and creativity, but I guess setting myself like a little task, like coming up with an Australian set of gingerbread cookies, I would never have really just done that for myself, but I benefit a lot now from having all of these to play with in my journaling. So it's become a really valuable part of my JLB creative experience, and I'm really enjoying it. And I can't believe after 12 months, like I'd still want to keep going. So I'm just going to let you know that is something that I'm really looking forward to continuing in 2022. Obviously, everything is subject to change whenever it changes, but yeah, I'll be working hard to get all of your January sheets available to you whilst I'm on holidays, so we don't have to have a break or pause anything. That is everything for this year. I can't believe it. Collage Club. I'll see you again in 2022, my Collage Club members. For everybody else who watches all my other videos, I'm sure I'll see you maybe even after this video. I'll see you somewhere else. I'm still bumbling about. I'm going officially December 20, so I'll be around until the end of the year. And then after that, you'll have to catch me on Instagram or something. That's it. I better go. Talk your ear off. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye.